We are in the United States Consulate in Los Cabos municipality, closer to San Jose del Cabo, with Ben Kruger, who is the representative of the United States Consulate here. Thank you for having this conversation with our audience, Ben.
Thank you so much, Armando. It's very nice to have the opportunity to chat with you and talk to people about what we do at the consular agency.
Approximately how many American citizens live in Los Cabos?
It's hard to get a good estimate, but we think that at any time in all of the state of Baja Sur, there are between 20 and 25,000 U.S. citizen residents. And then add to that from anywhere to hundreds of thousands of tourists every month. We estimate that 1 in 10 people is a U.S. citizen. Many people associate us with the typical consular document services, passports, registries of birth, and notaries. However, our most important function is protection services for U.S. citizens. So, for example, whether you're a resident or a visitor, if you're involved in an emergency medical situation where you're hospitalized, if you need to be medevaced, if you're arrested, if you're involved in an accident, a legal dispute, the Bureau of Consular Affairs by the State Department has a responsibility to advocate on your behalf with local authorities. And that's what we do, and that's our main mission here in Los Cabos, as it is all over the world. By federal law, we're unable to get involved in private property disputes. And so while we do advocate on behalf of U.S. citizens, there's kind of a fine line where we can't be anyone's lawyer. And so we do sort of have to step back at a certain point. But we like to know what's going on. If there's abusive companies and we see a lot of complaints, we will take that up on sort of a more wholesale system with the local authority, whoever that may be. That's for disputes. And of course, for property transactions, a lot of people come to us for notaries, and that we can do, absolutely. Many people do lose their passport when they're here in Los Cabos visiting on vacation, on spring break, and we can absolutely assist you to replace your passport. The one restriction that we have is that since we're not a consulate or consulate general, we can't print the passports here in our facilities. So we send the application to the nearest consulate, which in our case is Tijuana. They print it there and send it back. We make that as fast as possible, but it still takes about 2 to 3 business days. And so people should know that there is that limitation. We can't do a same-day emergency passport like you can at some other consulates in Mexico. That said, there are alternatives for emergency travel back to the U.S., and we always try to help all of our applicants explore their options. And then also, the State Department has a program called the Safe Traveler Enrollment Program, or STEP for short. And if you enroll in that, you can then receive any announcements for citizens traveling in Baja Sur in the moment it happens. However, there's a lot of information, particularly about tourist services, that people approach us for and that we can't give because we just don't keep that kind of information. However, for things like local authorities or the proper government agency to do a certain transaction, we do refer people oftentimes to the Los Cabos Municipal Government's Foreign Resident Unit, because they've been fantastic about helping our citizens here navigate local processes. I mean, if you're in Mexico, you're under Mexican law, and the Mexican authority has jurisdiction, and that's the same for us at the consulate. And so we advocate on your behalf, certainly. We help you understand the system, but we're all under the Mexican laws here. So.
Ben, thank you very much for having this conversation with our audience, and hope to see you more time here, enjoying Los Cabos also.
Thank you, Armando. It's been great to chat, and I hope we do this more often. And well, we love Los Cabos, so we'll be here.
Thank you, Ben Kruger, here at the United States of America Consulate in Los Cabos.